So listen, we're going to bring in our first guest to get the show started. And as I said, he's hailing from Brooklyn. Let's give it up for actor Patrick Borriello. Patty boy. What's up, my brother? What's going on?
How are you?
Give yourself a clip. So listen, you've been around a while. We want to talk about how it all started for you. You got your big break on the Bronx Tale.
Yeah.
How old were you, 9 or 10?
No, I was 12 years old.
Oh, you were 12, but you played a 9-year-old.
Yeah, Slick was 9 years old. In the
Okay,
movie, yeah.
tell us the story.
My friend Joey lived on my block, and he was doing movies. I wasn't doing movies. I was just standing on the block when Joey came over one day, and he was telling me about he just got the part in the Bronx Tale, and he was trying out for it, this part in the Bronx Tale, and they had an open call, and I should go. The open call was for Cologio, so I went on the open call, and they liked me on the open call, but there was a scene where Robert De Niro has to carry Cologio, like when they slap somebody at the club and they carries him. So they were telling me, oh, you're a little too big for him to be carrying you, but we like you for something else. So that's when they gave me the script for Slick.
Okay,
and
cool.
then I read for that. And
Now, is this Joe D'Onofrio you're talking about?
yes, Joe D'Onofrio.
And he played?
He ended up playing me when I got older.
That's what it was. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, Joe's a good guy.
Yeah, I know Joe since I'm a kid.
So how was the environment working on the set?
Oh, it was great. I loved it. And out of all the movies I've done, Bronx Tale, because it was Robert De Niro's first movie that he was directing, and he would be in like the middle of the day just think of something that he wanted to change or do, and he wanted to make sure that he had everybody on set. This way, if he decided to do something like that, he didn't have to go looking and get everybody brought to set. So for the 90 days, I believe we were filming, 3 months, something like that, for the whole time, most of us were on set every day. We had to be on set every day. So it became like a family because you were there every day.
So when Joey told you about it, you just went down?
Yeah,
And how
I
many
went down
people,
on an
how
open
many
call.
auditions
Oh,
did you have?
there was hundreds of kids auditioning for the part. But that was the part for Cologio. When I went on the open call, that was for Cologio. When they asked me to come back, it was for Slick.
I mean, right after Goodfellas was 1990, and then that came out in 95, I believe. But that was like the next best thing, and that was a great movie.
Yeah, no, Bronx Tale was a great movie.
Great movie. Now, from there, I guess that kind of got you into the next movie, which was Two Bits with Al Pacino.
Yeah.
Never saw it. I'm trying to find it. How did you get that role?
Well, right after Bronx Tale, I got an agent. Right, like immediately. I think I was still filming a Bronx Tale.
Did you want to get the agent after that?
Yeah. I was actually wanting to do acting before Joey came up to me. I took like acting classes and everything. I think that's why Joey approached me, because he heard I was taking acting classes and figured he'd tell me. So yeah, I was trying to do that. So once I got the opportunity to get the agent, and I had Robert De Niro call the agent. I didn't have him call the agent. I told him I was doing it, and he actually called the agent for me.
That's great.
They accepted me like that because of that. So once I got the agent, I think we were maybe a couple weeks after A Bronx Tale was done filming. I tried out for that, and I got it.
And as a kid, you were probably like
Yeah.
La La Land,
yeah,
right?
I was in La La Land, yeah.
So like from there too, you
And
went
Two
right.
Bits was with Al Pacino, so
Yes.
I went from Robert De Niro to Al Pacino in my first two movies. So
Yeah, and then you
I
went
was
right
definitely
after
in
that to Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
So I
Bruce
mean,
Willis.
right there, you won a great role.
Yeah, it's all downhill after that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. So with working with Bruce, how was that?
That was great. He's great.
And that was when he was in his prime.
Yeah, he's great. There was a time they were setting up the cameras to reshoot. Now I don't have to tell you, like Die Hard is probably, I can't imagine the money it cost.
Yeah.
Every minute, with the bombs, the explosions. I mean, hundreds of people on set. So they were setting up cameras, and you know how when they set up the cameras, they like to hurry up, this way they can get the next shot. They like to hurry up and get the next shot. So they were setting up the cameras. They were only going to set them up for like 10, 15 minutes. We had like a 10, 15-minute break, and there was one of the guys that worked on the set had like a drink in his hand and with the straw, and Bruce Willis asked him, and was like, "What is that?" And he was like, "Oh, there's a famous place up the block that sells eggnogs." And Bruce Willis looked at me and he's like, "Come on, let's go grab an eggnog while they're setting up." Meanwhile, we're in costume, like he's wearing his tank top with the blood and the badge and everything, and he's looking to like sneak away up the block, just me and him, to go get the eggnogs. And we take off running, and the people were looking like they were like, "Are we in a movie right now?" Because they were watching him run down the block with his badge hanging. They thought they were in like a scene of Die Hard. And we end up going to get this thing. We were gone for like about an hour.
Was there liquor in them?
No, but we got to the place up the block, and there was a line, and everybody on the line sees Bruce Willis and Die Hard. He got surrounded, and we were there for like an hour. He bought 2 cases of eggnog we brought back, and when we came back an hour later, they literally had everybody looking for us, cops looking for us, security. I mean, I can't tell you how much time they wasted.
I didn't know you, but just from being in the Bronx there, you were probably a ball buster then,
Oh,
right?
I was definitely a ball buster. I joined
Brooklyn,
right in. As soon as he wanted to go, I said, let's go. When I got back, my mother was like, when I seen you and him were missing, I knew something was wrong.
And I mean, I sorry to interrupt you before we went 2 bits. How was it working with Al Pacino?
Oh, it was great. Well, his scenes we filmed that in Philadelphia. He was supposed to fly out to Philadelphia to film his scenes, but
He never did.
He didn't want to come. He had something going on, so we flew back to New York to film his scenes in a studio.
Okay.
Because all his scenes take place in like a backyard. He plays like an old man and the thing. So I really had no scenes with him, but I had to be there for the filming in case they wanted to use me in the scenes.
What year was that?
Remember, that was it was a year or 2 after A Bronx Tale, so 94,
it was after
95.
Scarface, I gather, right?
Yeah. Scarface. You mean A Bronx Tale?
No, Al Pacino was there.
Oh, yeah, this was way after. Yeah, this was way after.
Yeah, I've been trying to find it. I will find it. Now, listen, as you said, you stayed away from the business for a while after, and I want you to tell me the story why. And then you resurfaced again 25 years later, and you've been hitting the ground running. So what happened in between that you stopped that just got you...
Well...
If you don't mind me asking.
No, it was just that I was always working, always filming and this and that. And then I started I guess as I was getting a little older, I started to I wanted to work, hang out with your friends. And then it just got to the point where my brother started acting and like a lot of things. And I just started working. And then my mother was more worried about him then because I just was more concerned about I just wanted to be with my friends, hang out and work.
And that's rare, too.
And it was like you miss your opportunity because you're at that age.
Yeah.
So I was at the age where you're not supposed to stop. And then you'll end up stopping for a little while and you'll come back.
Who knows? Good thing you stopped. You might have been with Todd Bridges and the rest of them. All those.
Well, it was something to do with my mother, too. When we filmed 2 bits, it was like the director was very demanding, going crazy, this and that. So... I guess my mother even was like, wait a second, I don't know, if he's 13 years old, I don't need him to think he has to be working like this, and let him enjoy his childhood.
Yeah.
And if he wants to do this when he gets older, he'll come back and do it, and that's exactly what happened.
So the thing is, 25 years before you tell me about a couple of the movies that you're doing now, me and Patrick, actually, I saw him before at events, hi, hello, and then one day, I wound up getting something for the Irishman. So I'm going there to tell me, I'm going back. They go, yeah, well, you got a trailer over there. I go, trailer? You got to be wrong. I go, I'm just here. I was a day player and blah, blah, blah. I go, no, you got a trailer. You're wise guy number 3. I see Patty and his wife there, and I'm like, hey, Patty, what are you doing there? He goes, yeah. I go, yeah, I don't know. I'm supposed to be wise guy number 3. He goes, I'm wise guy number 5. So there was 5 trailers all next to each other. So I was in the middle, and he was here. And then we were in the wedding scene. It was great. And that's how we became friendly. And then, I
was actually supposed to only work that day. I don't know what happened. I mean, I was only supposed to work that day in the wedding scene, and I ended up seeing Robert De Niro there, who I haven't seen since A Bronx Tale.
And he recognized you? No.
Yeah, we knew exactly. I walked over to him with a picture of me and him from A Bronx Tale.
He must have died then, right?
And I just walked over and I just showed him the picture. And as soon as he looked at the picture, he was like, Patrick, and he hugged me and he was like, I seen your name on the call sheet this morning, and I was like, I know that name. And we started talking, and we hung out. We sat to the side for a little bit talking, and we filmed. And all of a sudden, when the day was over, the assistant director, I forgot his name, the assistant director walked over.
So many of them, I know.
Yeah, there was just way too many. He walked over to me at the end of the night, and he was like, we're going to give you your schedule so you know when to go. And I was like, I don't come back. I said, this is my last day. And he was like, no, we're going to use you for another week or 2.
You're lucky. He got a lot more work than I did. They paid really good money.
Yeah. And
we were in the credits too. We were glorified. What do you call it? A day player, but you're featured. What is it actually? You're a featured actor, but you're not talking. But Marty was telling us, I'm Marty. I call him Martin. I don't want to be one of those guys called him Marty. I don't even know him. You get all these wannabe.
Well, I was talking in some scenes. They had me talking in some scenes, but one of the scenes was cut. The other scene, you see me talking, but you don't really hear it because the music is on in the background.
Well, Patty, that's almost our time, unfortunately. Talk about some of the movies and TV shows that you're doing right now.
Right now, we got a movie coming out that I just finished filming called Jersey Bread. That's coming out in 2022. Another movie that should be coming out within the next, we'll know within the next few months when it's coming out, is called The Family's Feud.
Yes, I heard about that. That looks good.
And we're filming another TV show right now in Florida called Paper Empire.
Paper Empire. Cool. Well, good luck, man.
Yep, thank you very much.
Hope to see you a lot more in the future. Now that you're living on the island, we got to do dinner. For sure.
No problem.
But everybody, where can people find you on social media if you want to be found?
On Instagram, Patrick Borriello on Instagram.
All right.
PatrickBorriello.
Sounds like the Burger King commercial.
That's it. That was a Burger King commercial too. A lot more beef.
That's the best. So everybody, Patrick Borriello. Yes.